Today our topic is what would Marcus Aurelius say about social media. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, lived nearly 2,000 years ago, long before the internet or smartphones existed. Yet his wisdom about life, self-control, and how to live well still applies to our modern world. If he were alive today, he might have some strong thoughts about social media. Let's imagine what he would say, and how his ideas can help us navigate this digital age. First, Marcus Aurelius would likely remind us that social media is just a tool. It is not good or bad by itself. It depends on how we use it. In his book Meditations, he often wrote about focusing on what is within our control and not wasting energy on things outside of it. Social media is something we can control. We decide how much time we spend on it, what we post, and how we react to what others share. The problem is not social media itself, but how we let it influence our thoughts and emotions. If we use it mindlessly, it can distract us, make us anxious, or even make us compare ourselves to others in unhealthy ways. But if we use it with purpose and self-awareness, it can be a way to connect, learn, and share ideas. One of the key ideas in Stoicism is to focus on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius would probably ask us, does this tweet or post really matter in the grand scheme of your life? Social media often makes small things seem big. A rude comment, a like, or a follower count can feel important in the moment, but in reality these things are fleeting. They don't define who we are or our worth. Marcus would tell us not to let these things disturb our inner peace. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This means we should not let social media control our emotions. Instead, we should use our reason to decide what deserves our attention. Another lesson from Marcus Aurelius is about comparison. Social media often makes us compare our lives to others. We see people posting about their achievements, vacations, or perfect moments, and we might feel like we're not good enough. But Marcus would remind us that everyone has struggles, even if they don't show them online. He said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If we constantly compare ourselves to others, we will never be happy. Instead, we should focus on our own progress and be grateful for what we have." Social media is just a highlight reel, not the full story. We don't need to measure our worth by someone else's standards. Marcus Aurelius also valued time and how we spend it. He believed that life is short and that we should use our time wisely. Social media can be a huge time waster if we're not careful. Scrolling endlessly, watching videos, or arguing online can take hours away from things that truly matter, like spending time with loved ones, working on our goals, or simply enjoying the present moment. Marcus would likely advise us to set limits on our social media use. He might say, ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? If the answer is no, then it's better to put the phone down and focus on something more meaningful. Another important Stoic idea is to focus on virtue and character. Marcus Aurelius believed that our actions should reflect our values, such as kindness, honesty, and self-discipline. Social media can sometimes bring out the worst in people. It's easy to be rude, judgmental, or dishonest when we're hiding behind a screen. But Marcus would encourage us to act with integrity, even online. He said, waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one. This means we should strive to be kind, respectful, and truthful in our online interactions. If we see negativity or hate, we don't have to join in. We can choose to rise above it and be a positive influence. Marcus Aurelius also taught us to be mindful of our thoughts. Social media can fill our minds with noise, news, opinions, drama, and distractions. It's easy to get caught up in the chaos and lose sight of what's important. Marcus would advise us to take a step back and focus on our own thoughts. He wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This means we should regularly disconnect from social media and spend time reflecting on our own values and goals. Meditating, journaling, or simply being alone with our thoughts can help us stay centered and calm. Another lesson from Marcus Aurelius is about acceptance. Social media often shows us an idealized version of reality, which can make us feel dissatisfied with our own lives. But Marcus would remind us that life is not perfect, and that's okay. He said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. But do so with all your heart." This means we should accept our own lives, with all their imperfections, and focus on what we can do to make them better. We don't need to envy others or wish for a different life. Instead, we should appreciate what we have and work on improving ourselves. Marcus Aurelius also believed in the importance of self-discipline. And social media can be addictive, and it's easy to lose hours scrolling without even realizing it. But Marcus would encourage us to practice self-control. He said, "You have to assemble your life, your self-action by action." This means we should be intentional about how we spend our time and energy. If we find ourselves spending too much time on social media, we can set limits for ourselves. For example, we can decide to check our accounts only at certain times of the day or to take regular breaks from our phones. By practicing self-discipline, we can regain control over our time and focus on what truly matters. Finally, Marcus Aurelius would remind us that social media is not real life. It's a virtual world, and while it can be useful, it should never replace our actual experiences. He believed in living fully in the present moment and appreciating the world around us. He said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Instead of spending all our time online, we should go outside, talk to people face to face, and enjoy the simple pleasures of life." Social media can be a tool, but it should never take the place of real connections and experiences. In conclusion, if Marcus Aurelius were alive today, he would likely see social media as both a challenge and an opportunity. He would remind us to use it with intention, to focus on what truly matters, and to not let it control our emotions or waste our time. He would encourage us to act with integrity, to avoid comparison, and to practice self-discipline. Most importantly, he would remind us that social media is just a small part of life, and that we should not let it distract us from living fully and authentically. By applying his Stoic wisdom, we can navigate the digital world with clarity, purpose, and peace of mind.